What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the GoodeBaker podcast. I'm Nick Baker. Across from me, Shane Good.
Yo.
And we're here to talk to you about some video games. But first things first, holy shit, dude. This week with moving, it's been so stupid. I've been so busy. I haven't really been able to play much of anything.
That's why we're putting out on Sunday, too. So
yeah, exactly. We're kind of, man, it's been a loaded week. But I want to get this out ahead of everything. Haven't been really playing much. Borderlands hasn't gotten me like super invested yet. I think I might try a few more times to get in there, but with a few more games coming out pretty shortly, I don't know how much more time I'm gonna spend with it. I don't know what it is about it. I just can't get into it. It's well, how do you feel about that? Like, have you been able to get back in there? I know you've been playing some other things, but have you tried it again since your card's been fixed?
So my card. All right. Really quick, long story.
Right.
Okay. So all the issues that I've been having, with every game that I fucking play, including Borderlands, is actually an overheat in my card because a wire was caught in my card fan. Didn't notice it. It completely went unnoticed for 2 weeks. Really glad that no like thermal damage has been done to my card. Long story short, card works now. All the games work now. Funny fact, the issues that I was having with Borderlands is still technically happening with Borderlands because they have very bad it's just very poorly optimized for a computer. The game doesn't shut down, but my card still thermal throttles in it because the game is just so poorly optimized.
Jeez.
Whole nother issue though. But besides that, I kind of like you, man. Like, I've tried it even with my card running right. It's kind of like daunting to think about going into the game. Like, I thought that I'd really want to go into it and grab it, but like going into it and knowing that like I'm gonna commit 3 hours to one mission, and it just doesn't feel like I'm pulling much from it.
Where I'm at with it is I see everybody like getting to like max level and all that, and getting to end game and even beyond all that, like
all the Guardian levels.
It's like, man, do I really want to sink my time that amount of time? And I really never got into the Borderlands games before, and I thought that this was going to be like the entry point for me. I was gonna jump right in and be all in, and even bought it day one, was down for it. But
I mean, it's funny, like it's a good story, but it just
to this point, I mean, I thought it was just the character, so I swapped that up and I started the game with another character, and this character's fine, and I think the story that they're trying to tell, I think it's just the disconnection you kind of feel as being the Vault Hunter that doesn't necessarily speak on a whole lot of occasions. Like, you have like little quips and stuff here and there that you say, but a lot of the dialogue's not directed toward you, so it feels disconnected.
Yeah, almost like you're watching a story from the outside.
Right, and it's not the type of experience that I really want from like what I would expect to be like a really good story-based first-person shooter. It's more of it's throwing itself into that looter shooter genre a bit more like Destiny than it was before, I think, with how they're trying to do, you know, the weapon rolls and stuff like that. I mean, I know Destiny doesn't necessarily have weapon rolls. They do it for stats and whatever, but aesthetics are pretty much the same each time.
Yeah.
None of the weapons are really, like, grab me, impress me super, like, a ton, you know?
What level did you get to?
I got to 14, I think. 14?
I'm not gonna lie, the weapons do get a lot better.
I imagine that they do, but I see like the seams of it though, you know. Like, the early weapons you kind of, and they're like crazy legendary weapons you can get later on, but then again you have to sink all that time in.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're back to square one. So that's where I'm at with playing games. I've just been kind of dabbling here and there, playing Madden and whatever game here, and I really haven't had time to even do that. So this week though, I will sit down and I will give Borderlands 3 another shot. I will see for the final nail in that coffin, see how it's going to go for me. And hopefully tables will turn. I'll hit something in the story that really grabs me, and I'll move on and really love the game, because I do really want to try and love this game. But it's something that I don't usually have to do. I don't usually have to try and love a game. So
I totally get that. I mean, you're solo with it, right?
Yeah, I still haven't played with anybody really. I've had a few invites and whatnot, but I thought like, oh well, I don't want to distract myself from the story by playing with all these people, and like I won't be able to hear the story if I'm talking to them, and so on and so forth. And it's kind of what happened to me with Destiny. I played with a bunch of people when that first came out, and I went back and was like, what even happened in this story? Like, how did I get to the end of this game? It wasn't really like a dramatic, crazy story that they came up with way better than one in Destiny.
Oh yeah, one was like
non-existent practically. You're just a guy in space killing aliens.
Yeah, it's pretty legit.
You know, I mean, I could get down with that, and I had myself thinking like, it's like I think I enjoyed Destiny more than I enjoyed Borderlands, and Borderlands has come out to a lot more fanfare. I feel like a lot more people have enjoyed it, and I'm like, maybe I'm just a different type of gamer than a lot of people. I just don't understand what I need to do to get into it, or maybe it's just like an aesthetic thing because it does seem really aged in a way, in my opinion.
Yeah. The cell shading is kind of like, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
And I definitely, from a personal like point, this is how I feel about most of it, but like it's definitely, I've played the game by myself and I've played the game with other people, and I definitely find the game more fun with other people, but it has to be the right person. Me and my buddy Blake, we're playing like 100% run through, which is like we listen to the story, we do everything, we don't move on until 100% of everything that there is to do on the planet is done.
Yeah,
and like that's fun.
That's what I'd love to do, but I know that the
hard to do
the people that I'm playing with at this point wouldn't be doing that because I see the people on my friends list and they're like level 20s, 30s already, and I'm like, there's no way you're like meticulously going through all these missions.
Yeah.
You're mainlining this shit, and I'm not. I'm clearly just kind of screwing around trying to figure out all these side missions and shit. But
yeah.
Anyway, that's Borderlands. You've been playing something completely different. Why don't you go ahead?
So I got back into a game I told myself I would never play again.
You heard him.
EVE Online.
EVE Online.
So, I'll tell you a little bit about EVE Online. Do you know anything about EVE Online?
I know very minimal about EVE Online. I remember, it was a PS4 launch. It was free on there. Not EVE, but it was something like an offshoot, like something similar to it.
I didn't even know that they had an offshoot for it.
Yeah, I can't even think of it right now, but it was just like a kind of sort of Battlefield-like, but in space, and it was kind of wonky, really low budget it seemed like, and anyway, I know next to nothing about EVE.
So, EVE Online is what is considered and they've broken a lot of records for the battles and wars that happen in EVE Online in their space is crazy. They have the record for the largest online battle in the world. I think it was 12,000 people on one battlefield.
That's insane.
Yeah. So essentially, it's probably the nerdiest game that I've ever consistently played throughout my life. I've been playing it since 2008 or 2009, and I stopped playing it for probably 5 years. But essentially, all it is the 3D spaceship game that you go and fly around into star systems, and there's a couple hundred different star systems, and then there's wormholes that open up. So there's hundreds of wormholes that you can go through and stuff like that. Basically, it's you kill things, you get loot, you sell the loot to players. Then you take that money to buy better stuff. So
is this world entirely inhabited by other players, or is it NPCs, stuff like that, or PvE? You're going up against just AI.
It's a good mix.
Okay.
There's on any given time there's usually about 13,000 players online, and there used to be as much as like 50,000. Since I came back, I've only seen it get up to like probably 25 to 30,000, like online at once.
That's still pretty fucking good.
It's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
But the cool part about the game is, besides the base stations in the game, which there's like maybe 1 to 2 per map, everything in the game has been made by players. All the spaceships in the game, all of them, period, have been made by players. All of the ammunition has either been made or farmed by players. All of the, the ore has been mined by players. Like there isn't like shops really, NPC shops.
I think that's what a lot of MMOs and stuff like that really strive for, is to get almost like how Warcraft has like the auction house.
Exactly.
So you want that player-made economy, because that's really engaging for somebody like yourself that enjoys that a lot and enough to invest all that time in and really sit down and play around with it in ways that, like, all right, I am the salesman. You come to me if you need ammunition. Or
exactly.
It's pretty cool.
The last thing I'll say about it is it's very fun. The game itself has one of the worst reputations for an MMO, because there's no rules.
There's no rules.
In the sense of like, I'm brand new to the game, I fly off the station and somebody kills me, and it's hardcore. So your ship is gone and everything in it and all the money with it. So it's not for the faint at heart.
Right. So it's got some frustrating aspects, it seems like.
It's got some very, like, you could, like, Plague, who I play it with for a long time, he has a ship that's worth 2 billion credits. It's over half of his, like, net worth, and he only flies it in what's called high sec, which is high security space. So if somebody starts shooting him in high security space, Concord, which is the police of kind of like the space galaxy, will come to his aid, but it takes them 10 seconds to get there.
Right, so if he's dead before those 10 seconds,
exactly,
there's no use.
So people do what's called drop potting, which they'll get a ship that's worth like probably like 10 to 20 million ISK, which is like not that much. ISK is the currency, and they'll kill you. Like, they'll look for people that are really weak but are carrying things that are worth more than your ship's value, because you can basically hack other ships and see what their cargo is on them, and you can gate camp and all this other shit. So like, there's really no rules when it comes to it. So they'll just scan your ship down, and if they find something that's worth more than their ship, they'll just kill you quickly, get the stuff, and then somebody else will be there to like actually collect the cargo. So there's 2 people. So one will kill you and the other one will collect your cargo, and they made a net profit because, like, usually they won't kill you for anything less than 50 mil. So
that's good. So you're pretty safe if you're just like a scummy newcomer.
Yeah.
Just like skating around, unless you piss somebody off or you get in their area and they're like, oh, what the fuck's this guy doing? But, and he's gone.
Pretty much. So it's a fun game. Yet again, not for the faint at heart. It can be very frustrating from time to time. I don't think I've been blown up in probably, I don't know, 6 years.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, nobody, like...
So it seems like the community's gotten a little bit more, better.
No.
No?
I stay out of nullsec.
Oh.
So there's high sec, low sec, and nullsec. And the sectors stand for the security or police enforcement. So high sec, high security. Low sec, low security. The police will still come, but it takes significantly longer if 2 people are in like a fighting faction, or if 2 people are in like a warring faction, or 2 people are in like, they both have their safety off. The police won't even care. If you go to nullsec or zero space, there's no laws, no rules, no anything. and the game itself has a pretty bad like reputation for people taking that to like quite literally like stealing people's accounts and like
Wow.
yeah. So
that's pretty intense, too. That sounds like a whole different gaming experience.
some crazy shit happens, but it's just crazy enough where I enjoy it.
All right.
But anyways, that was a long time for me just talking about that.
Well, I mean, it was a long time for me talking about a game I haven't really even been playing. So anyway, we're moving on to big topics of the week.
Yes.
This week, biggest topic for gaming, in my opinion, was the PlayStation.
Oh, yeah, PlayStation.
Sony State of Play.
Yeah,
Minecraft sucks. So, yeah, they had a bunch of big announcements on Thursday, not the least of which is The Last of Us release date.
Wow, way to jump it.
Yeah, I'm jumping right to it, but I'm not going to reveal the release date
Ooh.
for those who have not seen it, which is practically no one at this point. But
yeah, I mean, keep listening for the release dates.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right at the end of the episode. Perfectly placed. But anyway, so they kind of started in an odd place with a game called Humanity, but I'm not going to start there. I kind of jumbled it all around.
Yeah, I mean, clearly.
So the PlayStation Plus free games of the month are Last of Us, which is a great lead up for the second part.
Almost like they did it on purpose.
And they're including the Left Behind DLC in that as well. So
cool.
That's pretty cool.
That actually is pretty cool.
And the Major League Baseball, the show, 19, last year's MLB is going to be available for free. So that's pretty decent. I haven't played a baseball game in a long time. I might download that.
I don't think I've... Actually, you know what? I played a baseball sim like 2 years ago on computer, and it was like a management sim. So you didn't even play baseball.
Right, you didn't even like see the players.
Yeah.
Numbers.
I was like, this guy sucks. I'm dropping him.
Yeah,
Just ruin some guy's life.
Yeah. I was like, no. Those are the free games. I didn't check into Xbox this month. I think I did last month.
I think we did last month. I don't remember.
But if you want to look at that real quick, I'll move on to the next one. Like I said, the Humanity game, it's an indie title. Shows off some impressive tech.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of moving objects on screen, especially for console. It seems strange. It's a puzzler, and you're controlling, or you're maybe not controlling, but you're trying to control a massive humans and trying to protect them in a certain way. You're trying to move certain parts of the world so that they're narrowed into a safe area. And I guess that's going to be the main crux of the game. So it looks interesting. Like you might play it and sit down and play it for an hour and kind of move on. But hey, at least that's kind of me with how puzzle games go. But you found the Xbox games?
I did. Free games with gold. Tembo the Badass Elephant.
Well, damn. All right.
That's what it starts out with. That's October 1st to 31st. Friday the 13th, the game. That comes out the 16th, and it's good till the November 15th. Disney's Bolt.
Oh, okay. Yeah, isn't that the dog?
That's a dog game.
Yeah.
That's good from October 1st to the 15th, probably because that's about the length of time that the game would take to beat if you played it for 10 minutes a day. Ninja...
Yeah.
That's an interesting one to have for free. Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge.
Sweet. Ninja Gaiden is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool game.
Don't have an Xbox, but, you know.
I do, but she's got some dust on her. We can see her from here. I don't think I've started it since I lent it to somebody.
Yikes. Yeah.
And I hadn't started it before.
It's a Gen 1 Xbox one, too. It's like, oh.
What's wrong with the Gen 1?
They're ugly as shit, dude.
Yeah, but I got like a Gen 70 computers.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No.
I have a Gen 0 and not a fucking Xbox.
We'll fix the computer issue with you soon, though.
Yeah,
so.
we'll see what we can do about the PC situation. But Xbox will probably have to wait until next gen.
Yeah, Xbox. Ooh. Ooh, I just got touchdown. Already? All right.
All right.
All
Fantasy
right.
football. That's another podcast, though. Anyway, moving on. Limited edition PS4, Death Stranding PS4. It looks pretty cool. There's a yellow controller. It's all see-through and shit. It looks pretty awesome.
I actually did see that.
Yeah,
It looks pretty
dope.
tight.
And it's the not the Pro. It's just the standard PS4. So
Yeah.
probably pretty good entry level price. So I think it's $299.
$299. Wow.
So, pretty cool. Anyway, Medieval demo came out during the show. That was that game's gonna be a game. You know, I don't know if you ever played the original Medieval.
I have not played any of the original Medievals.
I think it's just the one. Maybe they had sequels, but Medieval. PS1 classic, remastering it, bringing it to the PS4. It looks all right. You know, arcadey, platformer. You know, you play a skeleton dude.
I'm not a big I'm just not a big platformer. Things that grab me in games are like ridiculous amounts of loot that I can sort through and then create better things for my characters, or tycoon games or games with live economies. I'm just a fucking nerd that likes numbers, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll
I'm sorry to let you guys down.
Posted. Oh wait, yeah. Civilization 6 is coming to PS4 in November 22nd to be precise.
Ooh, we're saying dates now?
Oh yeah. Well, you know, every once in a while.
For some games. Okay.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
The research that I do, anyway. The next, Civ 6, I'm super excited because my MacBook's not equipped to run Civ 6.
I'm
it's
actually
hardly equipped to run Civ 5.
I've heard in forums, I won't say that it's true, it's rumors, but I've actually heard that this one might be able to go crossplay. So Civ 6 crossplay actually would be really cool because essentially like the game that you see on console and the game that I see on computer, there should be very, very little difference with this next generation obviously some games there'll be a difference, but games like Civilization 6, there's basically no graphical really calculations in Civilization 6. It's almost all processor based. So because it's such a processor heavy game, we actually should pretty much see exactly the same thing, which means it's just a server based issue. And I've heard from, rumors and reading and stuff like that Sony is kind of crossing that line with computer. So maybe we'll be able to play Civ 6 together, because I do like Civilization.
Yeah, Civ 6, I've been excited about ever since it was released, and just been waiting for it to come to PS4, because they announced it for Switch, and I was like, I'm not fucking jumping on that grenade.
Oh boy.
So anyway, Civ 6, exciting, November 22nd.
That'd be awesome.
Calendars, but the next one is a weird little indie title. They kind of threw these in throughout. It's called Arise, A Simple Story. It's seemingly about this Viking-looking man that has passed on. There's a vigil for him. He's burned, and then he's in the afterlife. And so it seems like this is a journey through his afterlife, maybe to regain his life or regain something. Or
Interesting.
It looks. The art style is very painterly. It's beautiful. I think that it's going to be an interesting one to keep on your radar if it's cheap on PS4 and you feel like playing a console game. I think it's a good one to look at, just because I doubt it'll be long at all, and you can kind of not sink so much time into it.
Just like something fun to pick up on the side.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Well, you're wondering why you don't like Borderlands 3.
I don't know. Maybe it's just I've been busy, I've been busy. I'm just going to blame it on that.
Fair enough.
And so next, LA Noire, the VR case files is coming to PSVR. They just announced that. That's pretty cool. LA Noire, I never got the chance to play it, but
haven't either, to be honest.
They kind of revolutionized the facial recognition, or not the facial recognition, but the facial capture. Like that in that game, that's what that game's really known for, is how precise their facial capture was, because they had to capture all the emotions in somebody's face when you're interrogating them. So I can only imagine how awesome that's going to be in VR when you're sitting right here in front of their face. Like, I can tell that they're fucking lying to me. Stop lying to me, son of a bitch.
You know, it's funny.
You can strangle them with your hands.
When I look at games like that, I'm like, yes, it's gonna be so cool. And then in the back of my mind, there's this thought pattern of like, I can't wait for the fucking glitches.
Yeah.
Like, there's always such good glitches in games like this.
Yeah, I've seen all kinds of crazy glitches for like Surgeon Simulator. VR.
Oh my gosh. That soccer games, for whatever reason, have the best glitches where like they can't differentiate between like the ball as an object and the player as an object. And
so
like,
and they go all over the place, rubber band everywhere.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Beautiful.
Oh yes.
Next on the list, this one is they kind of did like a thriller reel of VR games, and this one was one of them. Gorn Battles. Didn't look, it was crazy interesting. The next one, Stardust Odyssey, was announced for PSVR. It's a kind of, I think it was like a space travel.
Yeah.
Sort of like, almost like a walking simulator in VR.
Walking simulator in VR.
So just walking.
So like if you
but not walking because you're sitting.
But if you got a treadmill. This could be like the poor man's exercise outside, you know what I'm saying? Instead of going outside.
Oh, dude, we already got Pokemon Go. I don't know.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Yeah.
So, yeah, sorry. I guess this isn't going to sell at all.
Yeah, sorry, guys. This one might not do good. We'll find out, though. I mean.
And last but not least, obviously, the show was capped off with The Last of Us Part 2 trailer and release date. The trailer is beautiful. The graphics look so good. The gameplay looks so much fun.
I mean, it's probably going to be the next PS4 game that I play.
Yeah, so
pretty excited about this
release is February 21st next year.
Yep.
I didn't leave until the end of the show. I'm letting you guys get out early if you want to get out now. There's some Star Wars and Pokemon news though you might want to stick around for. But yeah, Last of Us Part 2. It's a really surprising release date for me. I thought that they would kind of push it to more of what they had for The Last of Us. The original Last of Us was like a June release, I believe, around E3. I thought for sure that they were going to return to E3 next year, and they're going to be like, oh, Last of Us Part 2 is out this week or something like that.
Dude, that would have been like...
It would have blown people's minds.
It would have, but at the same time...
Especially if they were just quiet throughout this whole year and like, got into that early next year. They started like sprinkling PS5 announcements here and there, and then they just like, all right, to cap off the PS4, boom, here's Last of Us Part 2. But, I mean, the earlier the better, in my opinion.
I think it's a smart move marketing-wise because the biggest majority of games are played in the winter. So, summer, everybody wants to get up and get out. It's coming out in February. So you have, 2 solid months. Yeah, at least for Maine, you have 2 solid months of, fuck, I do not want to go outside.
We are buried in snow up here. I mean, the only place that gets it worse than us is Buffalo. And, they have, 10-foot snowstorms on a regular.
Strong pass on that one.
Yeah, no fucking dice.
So, pretty excited, though. I think, though, I would have been really cool to have them, use another one of those, before they use the barn setup. It would have been cool if they used, another E3 setup, but they're not doing E3, so, it kind of loses a piece of it, and, I get why they're doing it. I think it's a smart marketing move.
Yeah.
But,
so, yeah, Last of Us Part 2 is going to be exciting. That whole next year is just so front-loaded with Last of Us Part 2, Cyberpunk, and Animal Crossing, all these other...
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, you better get a Switch, dude. You better get a Switch. Could
I get one for Deborah?
I'm forgetting a big one.
What are we forgetting?
I'm forgetting a real big one, I feel like.
It's not Death Stranding. That's coming out this year.
Yeah, Death Stranding's coming out this year.
You sure you're forgetting a big game next year?
Oh, yeah, I am. Star Wars is this year too.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's fucking November, dude. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. Have you seen the story trailer? That's what we're gonna talk about next.
I haven't seen the story trailer.
Oh my god.
Why don't we segue to the story trailer?
Alright, so the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order had a story trailer released this week too, completely aside from the PlayStation State of Play, which is odd. I thought that they had a deal. Well, no, maybe not. But yeah, story trailer looks.
Oh yeah.
dope.
Watch Dogs Legion.
Oh yeah, is that the? No, that's coming out in November, dude.
Dude, that's not coming out. No, that's coming out in November.
I'm looking it up right now.
All right.
'Cause this is gonna bother the shit. Oh my god.
Well,
Final
what-
Fantasy VII Remake.
You forget that?
How did I? How? All right. I guess.
Jeez.
I gotta hang it up, guys. This is my last podcast. I'm sorry. I can't talk about games anymore. But yeah, man, the Jedi Fallen Order looks dope. You gotta look and check out that trailer because I think it's gonna sell you on it. It's. I mean, if you ever played. Did you ever play any of the Metroid Prime games?
I did. I played the one that I think the second one they made. I played it with DJ. I don't remember much of
those
it.
games obviously.
It was a
they're
long
not-
time ago.
Like visually, they're not the same. Anything like that.
Yeah,
But like the mapping and the backtracking and the learning and the skills you have to get here, like Metroidvania. It's a. They're taking that and putting it into Star Wars formula and seeing the story that is like it shows you like a pretty early bit of the story in this trailer and how the characters start to meet each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this could be better than most of the Star Wars movies that have come out lately.
Well, it's I haven't heard great. I haven't watched any of the Star Wars movies, but
I don't
Is
think
it
they have a large hill to
canon?
climb on that.
is the game canon?
It's going to be canon. Yeah, it's takes place
Interesting.
in the right after the third movie, the third prequel movie. And,
Okay.
During Order 66, where all the Jedi are supposed to be being hunted,
Yo,
and they apparently have been teasing Darth Vader in this game, so that's going to be pretty dope if
pretty
he
cool.
makes an appearance.
I wonder if Darth Maul will be in it, where they, the last.
That would be a fucking twist, wouldn't it?
That would be.
Yeah, spoilers for Solo. He's at the end of Solo.
Oh yeah, sorry. I just figured I haven't seen it, but I figured at this point we're, what is this, 6 months out from the movie?
Yeah.
I think 6 months is probably like.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it now, you're probably not going to see it,
Yeah,
or just
I mean,
don't care.
Yeah, you probably don't care about Solo.
But spider leg. What the fuck?
Hmm?
Him and his spider legs, even though they,
Oh yeah, it's shit. Did he have spider legs or did he have robot like just like two robot legs? I
Well,
can't remember.
it's like I thought he had like robot spider legs.
Fucking A, dude. I need to watch that movie again. I can't remember.
I saw a picture of it. That's the only reason why I know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So on to completely offshoot. We're just bouncing around here.
Oh, yeah.
Pokemon Sword and Shield is getting a 24-hour live stream next week, which I don't know
Dude.
how they're gonna fill 24 hours.
That's what I was thinking.
Isn't that like the length of the game? Like I imagine that's.
Are they gonna beat the entire game on live stream, or is it gonna be? Dude, where's this live stream being held?
It's gonna be Twitch, YouTube, Nintendo's sponsoring. That's all the real information that they know, other than the date is the 4th of October, and it's gonna be at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Man, if it's like in Japan, like being like a Nintendo sponsored, it's in Japan thing. All I can see is everybody dressed up as Pikachu costumes and like there's
Yeah, you don't think they're gonna dig out the new starters, like and just have them all in costume as all the like the fucking Score Bunny and
I don't know,
the
man.
other ones that are less important.
I just don't know what the fuck they're gonna do for 24 hours.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be weird. They said that they're only gonna be showing off a forest portion of the Galar region, which I guess is the new region.
Yo,
interesting to see. I'm definitely going to tune in just because I want to talk about it a little bit more next week. But
also curious to know what the hell they're going to do for 24 hours.
I wonder if they're just going to walk around in just the same patch of grass and catch the same Pokemon over and over again and just talk. Like, oh, yeah, you remember Red? Yeah, Red was great. But,
yeah, what about Gold? Oh, I love Gold.
Oh, fuck, Gold, yeah, that's the shit. But, yeah, that's really interesting.
I wonder if it'll be... Is there any word on whether it's English or...
I'm sure that there is word. I didn't check into it. I imagine that there's probably going to be an interpreter if it's being live streamed in the US.
Poor person that has to interpret for 24 hours. I hope you are getting paid through the ass.
Yeah, he's going to get paid overtime. I mean, imagine being paid by Nintendo to just, like, listen to Japanese and speak English.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'd do that. If I knew Japanese,
yeah.
I'd be, hire me now, Nintendo. But yeah, to cap off the show, I actually probably shouldn't have had this at the end because this is really kind of a non-factor as far as we're concerned because we don't have any of this. They announced, yeah, I suppose, all you need is the fucking super expensive Oculus Rift.
Hey, the Oculus Rift right now is $599.
Anyway, Medal of Honor, Above and Beyond. Medal of Honor rises from the grave that Call of Duty and Battlefield and every other first-person shooter put that fucking guy in.
Buried.
And comes back on VR, which could be interesting. I loved the old Medal of Honor games.
Old Medal of Honor.
Not the new Medal of Honor games. Old Medal of Honor.
Like PS2.
Yeah.
I think it, what was that one that had a really bad multiplayer release on PS3?
Oh yeah, I totally ate that shit up. I bought that one, and yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah,
the spawns were absolutely ridiculous. So you were spawning literally in front of guys.
Yeah,
and you had spawn protection, so you could just mow those guys down. You'd be running around the map, and all of a sudden this guy would appear and just. You'd have the jump on him because he'd be facing the other direction. You'd pop him with like a whole clip. You're like, why didn't this guy die? He turns around, kills all you and your friends. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yo.
So yeah, hopefully this is a better Medal of Honor game.
I'd like to think that they're not going to make this into a multiplayer.
Yeah.
But
they're probably going to
probably going to try. But the good news is the games that have been shooters for VR have actually been, like, the communities have been really positive. I don't know if you've ever watched any of the Re-Kid stuff.
No.
Plays with, Re-Kid does a little bit with Raccoon Eggs and a couple other dudes.
Yeah, I do know Raccoon Eggs.
Yeah, basically there is a group of guys that go around in multiplayer games, like, for VR that exclusively kill people with their own, like, the person's weapon, or they just unload their gun while they're trying to fire it, or, like, they fuck with people really hard because they understand the mechanics of the game very good. So, at the very least, we'll get some funny clips from this game, I'd like to think.
Yeah, I imagine so. And I don't know what the multiplayer player base looks like for Oculus, but I can't imagine it's deep. And
it's not deep.
No.
It's really not deep.
So, I mean, if they go hard with, like, a really cool single player story-driven Medal of Honor campaign, I think that it could be gangbusters.
Yeah, they really could do good. It could really revive the series even. But at the same time, I kind of feel like people are just fishing at this point in the VR developments, like,
and yeah,
they're just looking for the next thing to try and, like, grab 8 more people that have the money to buy VR this week.
And also, how long is it before Call of Duty sees Medal of Honor do this and, like, oh, well, they got a few sales. Let's chop them down and just put out this garbage, like, shovelware Call of Duty for VR that will do instantly better than Medal of Honor just because of the namesake.
Exactly.
Yeah. Although, I think it's going to be a mess, but
if it does well, on Oculus release, I could see them doing a PSVR, and I think PSVR right now has probably the biggest player base.
Yeah.
Because
most definitely for VR especially.
Yeah, like it's easy to set up. You don't have to have a computer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the home entertainment.
No, it's cheap.
$300 cheaper. Like
yeah, there's a lot of reasons to own PSVR, but Stardust Odyssey probably not one of them.
I don't. Hey man, don't knock it until you've
Not
tried
gonna lie.
walking simulator.
I didn't look deep into Stardust Odyssey. I just saw the thriller reel and I was like, eh. You know, it's those types of games that aren't gonna sell me that PSVR, and if Resident Evil 7 didn't do it,
Truth.
I don't think Stardust Odyssey or Gorn Battles.
Let's be honest though.
LA Noire though, that's pretty cool.
Resident Evil 7 was just like, oh, you're a Twitch streamer? Here you go.
Do it.
Like
I dare you.
That's literally what Resident Evil VR was for. But
still haven't played that one. I've heard so many good things. Everybody was raving about it in the industry, just getting super excited about it. So I'll definitely have to add that to my backlog eventually. I have fucking Resident Evil 2 remake to play too.
Yup.
Maybe I'll pick that one up instead of going back to Borderlands 3. ... But anyway, I think that's everything for this week. Like, comment, subscribe. Any nonsense that you think we should talk about, or if you have any, I don't know, comments on how we can improve the show, move forward a little bit, get some more subscribers on here, for God's sakes. We'll catch you all in a hopefully less stressful and less crowded week next week.
Hell yeah.
Till then, peace.
Peace.